I just wanted to mention a very important halakha. I think there's a little bit of a misconception. When we finish the Kriyat Torah, we say Kaddish. The reason why we say Kaddish is we finish the inyan, which means we finish the 3 aliyot, which is an obligation. And therefore, this Kaddish was a Kaddish for the Bal Koreh, which means if you realize that Ashkenazim, the only one that says the Kaddish is the Bal Koreh. Now, why is that exactly? Because what happens is that many times we had a minhag that we would call up a person that had the nachala, the person that had the yortzeit, the skara, we would call him up to the last aliyah, and then we would give him the Kaddish. However, though, what happens then is that many times it would happen, whether it's they would start fighting over it or other things like that, and therefore they made sure that it was only the Bal Koreh that was saying the Kaddish, because that Kaddish pertains to the Bal Koreh. He is the one which is reading the Torah, and therefore he's the one that's going to come and to say the Kaddish. Even though we still have the minhag that whoever goes up that's reading the actual Torah, the third aliyah, does say the Kaddish, and many times we'll call a mosif or a samuch in order that they should say the Kaddish. So many times I will still always say the Kaddish, because technically, not because it's only mine, but also what happens if you have a person that's not Shomer Shabbat, that he goes up to the Torah, or that he's not that religious. So therefore, automatically I would always say the Kaddish with the person to make sure that no matter what, everybody's allowed to answer the Amen, the Amenim, and Amen Yeshua Abba. What happens now is that there was a custom by certain people that all of a sudden everybody would say the Kaddish. Now technically that's incorrect. Why? Because it doesn't belong to everybody. That Kaddish is the Kaddish of the Shliach Tzibur, the Bal Koreh. Again, there was a minhag that this person that's getting on the Nachala and he's got an aliyah, so you'll give it to him, and you will see that by a lot of different edot, they don't allow that at all because of the different arguments that they would only just leave it for the Bal Koreh because that's his Kaddish. But to have that you're going to have people in the front of the synagogue, in the back of the synagogue, and all over the synagogue saying Kaddish at different paces, and then all of a sudden we turn around and they're answering Amen at completely different places, it is incorrect. Because again, that Kaddish does not belong to everybody, which are the mourners. That Kaddish, if you look in any book, it doesn't say anything. The mourners now say Kaddish. It doesn't exist. That Kaddish is specifically for the Kriyat Torah. The one that's reading the Kriyat Torah, he will say the Kaddish, or the one that gets the Aliyah, which again, he would be able to say the Kaddish. If it does happen where a person would need to say the Kaddish and we don't have enough Aliyot, obviously they would have to come to the Teva and they would say it together with the other people in the Teva, but absolutely under no circumstances it should be a free-for-all that now everyone thinks it's mourners Kaddish, everybody stand up and they say different Kaddishim.